Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel that seems to have bought an annual pass for the struggle bus because they just keep letting me on. Like, can I have a break from it, please? Hello, everybody. Honestly, I'm hanging in there okay. I don't sound okay right now because my sinuses are terrible this morning. We have been having, it's been amazing, thunderstorms, like all night, part of yesterday morning, now this morning, like, it's just, I love it. But sometimes when rain comes in, that's whenever my sinuses flare up, and that seems to be what is happening right now. So, not loving that. But, you know what? It's what it is. We'll deal with it. We'll get there. So, this is the planner spread from last week. We had our wine dinner party on Saturday, so that was the big news of last week, and a lot of prep for it. That was most of what we were doing last week. So we are moving forward. So interestingly, my HB90 planner treats this week as the first week of March, and the Moxie Life treats this as the last week of February. It's kind of split down the middle. It's a 29-day February. So we have 4 days of February and 3 days of March on this week. It's Monday, February 26th through Sunday, March 3rd. So I was debating what to do. Typically in February, I like to really have like bright pink, like red, but mostly like bright and dark pink colors. And I don't know why it was different this year, but I did like this gray spread. I think because I bought this kit and I was like, ooh, it's my last week to use it before winter was done, and then I can't use it until next year. So I used this like gray kit for the first, again too, we had a split down the middle here. We had 3 days of January and 4 days of February. And then this week we were traveling, so I used this desert kit, which is not Valentine's-y. And then 2 weeks ago, then I used this one, which is really cute, but it's much more muted colors than I typically use. And then last week, this is about as close as I got, but even this is like pale pinks. So then I was debating what I was gonna do, and should I do spring? Should I do Valentine's one last week? Because we are split right down the middle. And I decided to do this kit from Tralala Stickers, which is kind of mostly springish. It says Welcome Spring, but it still has the pink. So I was like, it's kind of like the crossover. And I think I chose it because it has been so warm this week. I did my long run on Monday. Okay, by the way, also it's Wednesday. I meant to do this last night. I'll tell you what happened that I didn't do this last night. But Monday, I did my long run and I was wearing shorts and a tank top and I was still very warm. And I was like, this is very weird for February. But you know, we get those days. Like, I feel like every year when I go through my pictures on my phone, there's like a runner selfie of me in a tank top in January or February or both. So it's not, I guess, that unusual, but it just feels weird. So, but today it's going to be a high of 64. And then tomorrow, which is the day that I'm supposed to run after work, the high is 38. Like, why? What is happening? And then it goes right back up. The next day it's supposed to be 50 something again. And then the weekend's going to be like 68 or 70. So like, what is going on? I don't know. It's very, very weird. Oh boy. Okay. Uh-oh. Now my page is curling at the bottom. Oh well. So last week my stress levels were like a lot high, and then the week before they were a lot high, and I feel them staying high this week, and I just I don't love it, but I'm trying to get through it. I just feel like the last 7 days went by so fast. They went by as fast as if I was on vacation. So hello, if you're new here, I work 7 on, 7 off. What is on my, I think I have like butter on my, I was eating pierogies at my desk the other day. The day of the party, there was so much prep going on that I almost forgot to eat any meals, and I did eventually eat. I had some leftover pierogies from the fish fry, so I did eat that, but it was chaotic. I just feel like not out of sorts, but just very tired and a lot going on, and I'm not loving it. Oh, that's cute. I guess that matches, huh? Okay. I have a different one. I have these two very similar, I don't know where the heck this washi tape is from. This is Simply Gilded. but they're very similar kind of vibes. Oh, you know what? This is one of those Recollections tube kits that you get from Michael's, where you get like the whole theme. This is one of those, I think. And then I have to like find out which way is right side up. Okay, the birds are facing this way. Okay. Yeah, I just have been really, so I work 7 on 7 off. So the last 7 days I have been off, and today is my day that I go back to work for 7 days. And I feel like the last 7 days went by as fast as a 7-day vacation does. You know how like vacation week goes by faster than anything? That's how this week felt, and I was like, what the hell? So I did have to do some like life things. Like one of which being I had to go get my hair done because I have been just, I don't know, I have not been making time to like get my hair dyed and cut, which is silly. But it does take, I will be honest, like it takes, well, she was done in this time in about an hour and a half just doing all over color. When I get highlights, it takes longer. But all over color really only took me like 90 minutes for a color and a cut. But I just like could not fit it into my schedule with work and her schedule. So I was like putting it off for like way too long. So I had to do that. I had to get my lashes done. I had to do the grocery shopping for the party, which took me like literally 3 hours between Giant Eagle and Whole Foods. Like I had to go to both, and it was so much. So like that stuff happened, but I just feel like I blinked and the week was over. And then Sunday, I don't know if I had like, we call it the post-marathon blues, which is like after, you know, you spend all this 16 to 18 weeks training for it, then you have your race, and like the day of the race, afterwards you're like, yeah, I'm a badass, I can do anything, it's so great. And then, oh geez, these are not going on very straight right now, I don't know. But then like the day after, you have this like womp womp emotional slump where you're like, what now? My entire life was marathon training for the last 16 or 18 weeks. Like, what do I do now? And I feel like that's kind of how I felt on Sunday. Like, I tried to really drink a lot of water, so I didn't feel too dehydrated because of the foods that we serve. We did a dip theme, so we do this as a potluck. So everybody brings whatever their dish is. They'll tell us what the dish is, and then we will pair wines to it. My computer just said there was an update due, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not using my computer right now because I'm filming this. I'll just set it to update. And now it just disappeared, so I don't know what the hell that was about. Anyway, what was I saying? We select like a theme. Sometimes there's a theme, sometimes there's not a theme, and everybody tells me a week in advance what they are going to bring, and then we pair wines to that. So this time we did a dip theme. So everybody brought different dips. We had dips, hummus, we had spreads, we had chip dips, we had queso, like it was so good. So I tried really hard to drink a lot of water because I knew that it was all salty foods. And you have a lot of wines, but you just have like an ounce of each one. So really the party's always like 6 hours. So like really by the end of it, you don't have that much wine for the amount of time that you have been at this party. So like I wasn't hungover or anything. You never really get, like if you're eating all the foods that are offered, then you never really like get drunk. So I really like felt okay physically, I felt fine, but I was just so emotionally down, and it sucked. I just like couldn't get motivated to do anything. I just like, no matter what I did, I was like, I just feel too sad. I feel too sad to do the things today. I just don't have the energy for the things today. That's how I felt the whole day. Like, it sucked so much. I did not want to feel that way. I wanted to be like, okay, husband did all the cleaning, thankfully. We still have a little bit, like, we have to put away the table, like we bring out extra tables and chairs. So we have to put those away. But other than that, all the cleaning is done. And I did more cleaning yesterday, but I just like Sunday was a total waste of a day. We did give the dogs a bath, so I can't say it was a total waste of a day. But it was pretty. I think I'm still figuring out how to like put these things. I'm so used to for many years of the 3 boxes of the Erin Condren style planner, and the Moxie Life does not have the boxes, they just have these lines. And it feels in some ways restrictive because there's lines, but in other ways it's like I can line these up however I want. because they can go wherever on here. So I don't know. Once it's done and it's all filled in and everything's like in there, it's like whatever, but all right. There's all the stickers. And let's put in, I'm trying to be better about checking my blood pressure every day because I'm supposed to be doing that every day, and like, it doesn't always happen. That's for that. Okay. So the party was a big success, I think, because everybody texted us the next morning like, thanks so much, we had a wonderful time. Like, so that felt nice, but it's a lot of work. All right, look, speaking of work, I have these little things here that say work. Where do I put those though? I usually use them like this. There's only 4 of those and I need 5. Dang it. How does this look on here? Whoa. All right, like today's a work day. No, that doesn't, looks too plain. What if I did this? Do I have enough space on here? Put it on this thingy here. You can even see this, what I'm doing. Fox, always finding a way to make more work for herself. Oh shooties, but then I have to like, oh man, why did I embark upon this journey? And now I think it's a good idea, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that is kind of cute. I mean, I know what my shifts are. Do I really have to put them in there? I don't know. So I could just put this down like this. See, that is cute. Okay, but now we gotta... See, here I go. I gotta make extra work. We gotta alternate with the 2 little designs here. And inevitably, something's gonna get stuck where it doesn't belong. And I'm gonna be upset. This is how this is gonna go. Oh my goodness. I just feel so... I felt so overwhelmed last week. So I had my like 3-month, you know, every 3 months I have my follow-up with my psychiatrist to see like how my meds are going, how am I doing, do we make any adjustments, blah, blah, blah. And so that was yesterday. And I get so worked up before them. I talked about this in my vlog. I get so worried that like she's gonna be like either, oh, you're doing so well, you don't need me anymore, or oh, you're not doing well, so that means that you're not listening to me, so you can't come here anymore. Like, that's not how it goes. The nice thing was, though, I posted about this on Instagram, like how I have these emotions, and like 6 of my friends were like, same, girl, same. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. It's like, okay, we're all in this mess of a brain together. So that's the good news. We're not alone, but it's just annoying and weird. Like, why am I like that? And then like none of those things happen, and it was like a fine, normal, you know, hour-long session, or I guess 35 minutes. And then at the end, I'm like, she probably thinks I'm such a boring loser. She's probably like, you can't come here anymore because you're a boring loser. And I'm like, that's not how it works. I don't have to be like interesting or like, it's my psychiatrist. She's just helping me feel better. So anyway, I spent like the whole session, since I don't currently have a therapist, she will like schedule me for a little bit longer sessions sometimes. So that way if I need to talk about stuff, we can talk about stuff. And so we just spent the whole time talking about how I've just been feeling overwhelmed lately and how I was doing like really, really well in, oh, look at that. That's so cute. I think that does look cute. That took me a lot of extra time, but I think it looks nice. Now, can I write my shifts on here? That's the question. Let's see. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not like flawless, but that's good enough. So I was feeling like so good. Here's what it was. Let's talk about mental health today. That's what we'll talk about. So I feel like in December, I took the HB90 course, Sarah Cannon's HB90 course. And I have wanted to like, I've, you know, seen other people taking it and I've been like, someday that'll be me. And like wanted to take it for all these years. And I never really like felt goal oriented. I guess I never felt like I don't have like a big enough goal for this to be useful to me. Like I just kind of like, I don't know, when I do now I do Moxie Life, but I used to do Power Sheets. Like those were more like tasks that I wanted to accomplish, and I used those planners to like, you know, hold on, I just bumped the whole thing. Did I set it off? I use those more as like a task list and like things I need to get done and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really use it as like a big goal, like planning for a big goal. I didn't think about it that way. And finally, now that I'm finally treating my ADHD, finally got diagnosed properly and am treating it, I've been like able to think better and put thoughts together better. And I have finally felt like, man, maybe I do want to work on some goals. So in December, I took Sarah's HB90 class, and she always says like in the class, like, this will change your life. And I was like, that sounds great, but that doesn't happen to me. It really has changed my life. Like I am so much better at sticking to goals. I am so much better at understanding how to break a goal down. Like it has been so, I don't want to sound like over the top. It has been revolutionary, like, but it has made me able to do things that I have wanted to do for years and not been able to do because my ADHD was undiagnosed, untreated, and I didn't have this like framework for how to put thoughts together. So it's been great. And so like I did that at the end of December, beginning of January, and then all of January I was like working on these goals. I went on a little desert vacation with my mom. Like was feeling great. Beginning of February, still carrying over the great feeling, went to the desert, had an amazing like decompression week, like getting right with my mind, doing all kinds of like refilling the well brain stuff, feeling so good, like working on writing for the first time in I don't know how long, like outside of November, feeling like $1,000,000. And then came back from that trip, and then all of a sudden like things changed at work. Things got very overwhelming at work. And then the last 2 weeks have been just like a pew spiral mentally. Like that was not a spiral, that was a roller coaster, but you know what I'm saying. I have been really rough the last 2 weeks. And so I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get it back together? And then I worry that I'm getting into a habit of like being in a bad headspace, and then I'm not going to get out of that habit. And then, I don't know. A lot goes on. A lot goes on. So in any case, I'm doing my best to get it back together here. But I just feel like anytime that now that I have this like, oh, that looks like that doesn't fit, but it does. Now that I have this framework of like how to get my life together, and I'm not perfect at it, and you're not expected to be perfect at it. The thing that's so great about this system is that you reevaluate it and reset it up every 90 days. So like, you have 3 goals. You can set up to 3 goals. I have set 3 goals. At this point in the game, like 2/3 of the way through, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to finish my 3rd goal. Like the second one, I'm like pretty solid on. I ended up saying no to 2 items on that list. So once I took those off, I'm pretty much going to hit that. The first one, as long as I can dedicate time in the month of March to it, I'm going to hit that one. The 3rd one, it's not going to happen. And I know that. But you know what? Then that can become my priority one for next time. For quarter 2, I can be like, hey, I'm going to work on this the most because I really like not slacked, but I never made time for this one in quarter 1. So it's designed to give you grace and to help you get through. But as soon as I have a week where I get off track, I start to feel that anxiety coming back and being like, this is what always happens. You're always a failure. You always start something and then don't finish it. This is what you do. And that's the thing of ADHD. And I know that now is part of ADHD. And it's not that I'm a fuck up and a failure. It's that my brain is wired in a way that makes it much easier to start a project and not finish it than it does to start a project and follow through. But the new Fox follows through. And I have to like remind myself that like, you got behind, like the last 2 weeks have been like a real struggle, and you have to do your best and you have to push through and do the best that you can. But like those 2 weeks, you know, you're going to get through them. You've gotten through them. And now we're starting a new week. And what do we do this week? This week might not be quite so great. But you know what, the next week, we can plan for that to be better, and we can make that be better. Just because these 2 weeks, you're not gonna fall off the wagon and never get back on it. But it's like this instinct to be like, oh, here you go again. You're getting behind. You know, like it took me extra long time to edit I know I'm not showing you my planner. I'm sorry, we're just talking, but this is important. It took me an extra long time to edit our Palm Springs and Joshua Tree video because it was a long video, and vacation videos take much longer. I learned that. That's something I have already put into my notes for my next HB90 round, is that if it's a vacation week, I need to set aside more task blocks for that. So it took me a lot longer. It came out late. That made the next 2 videos come out late. And I'm like, here you go again. You're behind. You're behind. And that's what you always do. Once you get behind, then you never get back on track. Well, you know what? I'm getting back on track. I got the 2 videos that I was behind on. One went up Monday. The other one I edited yesterday. And then something happened last night when I was supposed to put it up. So I put it up this morning. Well, I have to do the, I still have to do the thumbnail for it, but it's all uploaded and everything. I just have to do that last part. And it's like, okay, I can do this, but I have to do so much extra work to talk myself through it to get there. So that's my long story. So what happened last night, I really have to start getting ready for work. So I've been rambling for so long. I haven't really filmed very much out on this. But what happened last night, my husband and I went for a walk, and we are, you know, on our way back, and I get a text message from a friend of mine, and this is a friend that I know on the internet. We have not actually met in person until this point. We have a bunch of mutual friends from the rescue and shelter community, and we have a bunch of mutual friends from the shelter and rescue community. So I'm like, okay, I know how I know her. She has this cat who's adorable, who I feel like I know because she posts about him all the time, and he's got a lot of health issues, and she's not able to get out. She doesn't drive. And she texted me, and apparently like a ton of other people, asking if anybody, he was having trouble breathing. He had just been in the hospital, and he had come home, and then he was having a flare up again. And so she was like, is there any way that you can come pick him up and take him to the emergency vet, because I need to drop him off and I don't have any way to get there. And she was just like asking any of her friends like if they could help. And I was like, we don't even like know each other in real life, and you trusted me to take your cat. And I was like, oh my goodness. But I was like so stressed because I had so much to do to get ready for the week. And I didn't know, like sometimes the emergency vet is a whole big situation. Like the last time I was there with my friend with her sick cat, we were there for 8 hours. And it was like it ended up being, thankfully, a very easy fix for the cat, or minor situation, but we were there for 8 hours. So I was like, I can't commit to that because I have so much to do. So she's like, literally, you just have to pick him up, take him there. I already called. They know he's coming. They're waiting for him. He's going to get moved to the front of the line because he was just there and had trouble breathing. She's like, you just need to take him in. It won't take that long. And I was like, all right, girl, I'm coming over. So I went over and I picked up the cat. And she was like, can you just come in and meet him? Because I don't want him to be scared traveling with a stranger because you haven't met him in person. And I was like, absolutely. He's the sweetest cat. He's so cute. And he's going to be okay. She got a call overnight that they got him like all situated. They're going to change his meds around. And he's going to be okay. But literally, I had 2 hours planned to film my plan with me and work on my changing out my decorations and taking down my Valentine's Day, which I left up a little bit longer because I think they're so cute and I wanted to have them up for when people came over for the party. So I'm taking down my Valentine's Day and putting out my spring and St. Patrick's Day and Easter. And that was like my plan for 2 hours. And instead I was like going to get this poor cat. So I was so glad I was able to help. I felt so bad that she had such a hard time finding someone who could take him. So it worked out, but it just kind of was like record scratch, change what you're doing for the night. So we'll put on here cat taxi. His name's Caven. He's so cute. Oh my God, he's the sweetest. He's a snuggler. So that was my big exciting adventure. I was like, I've never transported a cat, and my very dear friend Christy, she's a cat person, and she also is a foster for a local cat rescue called Trash Cat, which they're amazing. If you want to adopt a cat in Pittsburgh, use Trash Cat. They're wonderful. So she was giving me like tips and tricks. She was like, cover his pen or his carrier with a blanket so he doesn't get scared of the traffic lights while you're driving. Like, so we did it. You know, it takes a village too. And then I texted my friend who works at the emergency vet. She was off last night, but I was like, Allie, what do I do? I'm taking a cat in. So she walked me through it. It takes a village to get a cat to the emergency vet. So anyway, that was my big exciting adventure for last night. I do need to stop here because I really do have to get ready for work. But I'm gonna put in tonight. So I work today, and then that's why I always want to do these on my days off, because then I have more time to like fill more in. I feel like I just fill you in after the fact. Maybe that's how my vibe is. You don't see it as it's coming. You see it after the fact. I don't know. I have dance class. I have dance class tonight after work, and then husband will cook dinner. He always cooks on 7:30 p.m. and it's every other week. It's hip hop, and that's this week. So this is getting to be a little bit thick up here. All right, so yeah, it's not very filled out. Sorry, because I was talking too much. But it helps me sometimes to talk through my mental health struggles, and I hope it helps you to hear that somebody else out there has mental health struggles if you have them, and then you can feel a little less alone. Be like, aha, we're in this together. Because it takes a village for many things in life, not just cat transport. But anyway, so this is kind of what we're working with for the week. It's my work week, so I don't really have a ton of plans. It's possible I'm going out to dinner with some girlfriends on Friday. I got the date wrong. I misread. I thought we were doing 8 p.m. on the 1st, but we might be doing the 8th and not I might have misread it, so we're going to discuss tonight and sort that out. I don't really have any plans for tomorrow. For the weekend, there was an event we were going to go to on Saturday, and I feel like I just need a break. And then I have my long run. I have 9 miles probably on Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. But that's really all we are working with here for the week. So I'll fill things out as they go on. But maybe I should write in thunderstorms today because it's so pretty. I just freaking love thunderstorms. I was like, yes, give me all the thunderstorms. I am here for it. So anyway, that's the week. Thank you for listening to my long and drawn out discussion of how I don't have a functional brain, but my brain is doing its best. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here. And as always, my friends, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you in my next video.